so ready.
Let's do it. All right. So without further ado, welcome everybody. It's Guess the Rotten Tomato Score with Baer and Northernlion. I stole this idea from other YouTubers, but that's okay.
That's the way to do it.
That's just how YouTube works these days, and it just seems like a fun idea, so we're going to go for it. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to take turns suggesting films, and then we're going to talk about the movies for a little bit, and then we're going to guess what we think was the critic score and the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for that movie. We're going to get a point for getting the closest to the critic score. We're going to get a point for getting closest to the audience score. So there's a total of 2 points available per film. Cool?
Okay, so you don't know you don't know the results either.
No, not at all. I have no idea of the critic or audience scores for any of the movies I'm about to list.
But then how did you pick the movie?
You're just going to have to find out, man.
Well, all right.
I did try to get a mix of what I thought would be like higher rated films and lower rated stuff, and a couple in between too. We'll see how it goes. All right, you want to just get going? I'll offer our first option. All right. I'm going to start us off. I'm going to bring us back just a little bit to, I think it was 2012, I want to say, for Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
I'm also going to Google it and do my damnedest not to look
at... Careful with the Google. I went to Wikipedia.org.
I got it.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you that Cabin in the Woods, have you seen it?
I have.
I'm going to guess that you enjoy this movie a lot.
I do. I liked it quite a bit.
I also enjoy this movie quite a lot. Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, I used to go to Rotten Tomatoes like every day.
That's why I was kind of worried about playing this with you, because I was like, this dude has probably retained maybe like 75% of the film scores that he's seen.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping. And I feel like I recall Cabin in the Woods having a ridiculously high Rotten Tomatoes critic score that I'm going to say is 92.
Ooh, wow. Okay. That's...
And then...
See, I was wondering, man, because like I know that in the moment it was like it subverted people
to the bear pile
so well. Like obviously in hindsight, I think a couple more movies have gone this route, but this was the first to really just sort of take it in this direction. So I guess it makes sense that it would be that high with the critical acclaim. I think the audience reception is going to be even higher, but you can't get much higher than 92. That's up there.
Would you like to make your critics guess, or do you want me to yeet an audience score out there as well?
Let me hear your audience score too, and then I'll give you both of mine.
My hypothesis for this is that the audience score will also be high, but I think two things are going to pull it below the critic score.
Yeah.
One is a twist this outrageous. I think like 8% of the population just rejects it. As soon as it happens, no matter how good a twist is, they just go, oh, come on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I have had that response too, but this one didn't give me that. This one, despite even having been like spoiled a little bit on what was going to happen with this one too, it still worked out for me. I think especially because of like the way that they, like minor spoiler alert, but like they do like dive deeper into it and like really explore what's going on with the underground element of things in a cool way.
They Stanley Parable it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I'm going to add into
I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 87. So 92 critics, 87 audience that's my gut check.
I think you've actually sold me on the idea of going even higher for my critics score. I'm going to go ahead and say critics were up at a 96. I'm going to say they absolutely love this one. I'm going to say audience is up there too. I'm going to go with a 97 audience. I think this is a well-loved film for a lot of reasons. All right. So let's recap on that. You went with a 92 critic and a 95, I want to say audience?
92 critic, 87 audience.
87 audience. Okay. So here we go. Our first official result. Rotten Tomatoes search. Cabin in the Woods. Official tomato meter, 92%. Look at you go.
Oh, holy.
Geez. I'm almost tempted to give you a bonus point right out of the gate here, man. God damn.
Well, let's not go crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit much. All right, so we'll give you the one.
It just had the vibe of a 92. I don't know how to explain it.
That's actually a 2-pointer for you right out of the gate. That's a 74 on the audience
74?
score. I know. That's honestly shocking. Like,
The audience, they don't deserve this. They don't deserve this movie.
Even back then, I mean, I do wonder too, because you can rate movies on Rotten Tomatoes at any point, right? It's not like within a certain window. So I suppose that could actually have been the effect that I was talking about a little earlier, where like as the movie has become less groundbreaking, maybe people see it like a decade later and they're like, oh, come on, that's not
right. It's like that thing
special.
where when I finally saw The Godfather, I was like, I don't get it. It's just a mafia movie. I didn't realize that that's because I saw The Simpsons reference the stuff from The Godfather like 40 times.
You were already ahead of the curve there. I've got some really nice elevator music playing in the background here too, man. I'm all about the production value.
I am not. I just have a light mode Wikipedia of a static
just flash banging the entire audience, yeah. All right, so that's Cabin in the Woods. So you're up.
Okay. I'm scratching my brain.
Yeah.
See, the problem for me is I've been watching movies on the Peloton, but I've been like looking them up as I watch them. So I wouldn't dare pull something like, you know, The Last Duel by Ridley Scott from 2021.
That's fair. Yeah.
Let me think about something from. You know what? I'm gonna say, what about Crank High Voltage?
Ooh, that's fun.
The 2009 sequel to Crank.
That's a Statham joint, isn't it?
It is Jason Statham, Amy Smart, Bai Ling, and Dwight Yoakam. That's right.
This is Crank
now, if you've never in Crank 1, Jason Statham is poisoned by the mob.
Right.
And the only way he can stay alive is to keep his heart rate high so that his adrenaline counteracts the poison. In Crank 2, he needs to administer an electric shock to his body to keep his heart pumping.
Yes, that's what I thought the first Crank was. It's weird to me to hear you explain the plot to Crank and it not be the plot to Crank 2, because that was the entire version of that I had in my mind.
Well, what's crazy is that they do take place all in essentially the same day. So like at the end of Crank 1, he like falls out of an airplane, and then it starts from right there in Crank 2.
Oh my God. That's a busy 24 hours, dude. This is I think I would like this, actually. I think I would like this movie if I sat down and watched it judgment free.
I'm going to tell you, if Crank and Crank High Voltage have one fan, it is me. And if they have no fans, then I am dead.
I love it.
I think that these are very, very good action comedies. As long as I think some people look at them and they go, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous, but almost every action movie is in a way ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like,
Jason Statham is ridiculous, man. He's like a cartoon character.
I mean, if you wait till he hooks his tongue up to the car battery and then has Bai Ling rev the engine, and then tell me he's not a cartoon character.
I want to have it written into my Twitch contract that I can't ever lose a competition. Just like his I can't ever lose in a fight in a movie contract.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Like, I don't want to lose this to you today. I know I'm going to, but...
Well, I don't know. I don't remember what Crank 2 is, how its reception
Well, here, I'll start us off with the guessing since you got us going last time.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is firmly mediocre. I want to put it in like the 60 to 70 range. Let's say if Crank launched at like a 73, this is probably like a 67 for the critics, something like that. I'll even write it in on my official pad here. This would be a 67 for critics. Audience probably likes it a little more, but not much. I'm going to go with a 71 audience score.
Okay. So you're going 67, 71?
Yeah.
I think that this was a good choice because I feel like exactly the opposite in both ways.
Really?
I feel like this, I agree with the sense that I think it's going to be mediocre from the critics. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 57.
Okay.
But then I actually think, and this might be the most insane part, I think that the audience is going to take themselves too seriously and dislike it even more. I have a hypothesis. My basic heuristic for looking at movie reviews, the better a movie is, the greater the gulf between the critics and the audience scores.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
If a movie is amazing, 98 critics, 62% audience. If a movie is horrible, 12% critics, 82% audience.
Like, completely absent the quality of the movie itself. It's the simple matter of there being like a consensus on something either being great or terrible is going to draw in contrarians. You just want to be like, I don't know, I don't think so.
Exactly. So I think that this movie is good. Ergo, the audience rating will be lower than the critic score. So 57 critics, and I'm going to say 45 audience. Although I'm gonna say 48 because I can't imagine any audience members that came into Crank 2 wouldn't be familiar with the ridiculousness from Crank 1. So I'm gonna say 57-48.
All right. You want to give us the big reveal since this is your movie?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I should do that. Okay.
You're gonna be happy with the audience score. I'll just say that.
No way. Crank High Voltage from 2009.
Yeah.
Okay, it has a 63 on the tomatometer.
So I think that, yeah, I think I beat you by 2 on the critics score. So that was a close one.
And then it has a 49 from the audience.
Goddamn.
That's a split right there.
Goddamn. You have very nearly gotten exact guesses on back-to-back movies here.
And now I'm on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, bro, you're telling me ISS has a 92%? I honestly thought that was a January science fiction movie. I thought we were looking in the 30s for that.
People are hungry, apparently, dude.
Good Lord.
All right. Looks like I'm up. Okay, let's go a little more recent.
Okay,
a little more modern.
Cerebral.
Yeah, exactly. Let's try out Asteroid City.
Okay.
The Wes Anderson joint.
Now, I can tell you I have not seen Asteroid City.
Okay.
But I can tell you that my parents saw it in theaters and said that it was missable, which to me means that I honestly think I'm going to start with the audience score. And I'm going to say that the audience score is going to be surprisingly low. I'm going to say for a Wes Anderson movie, higher than Crank High Voltage, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 64% on the audience score.
Okay.
But I know that this is indeed, I bet the letterbox score is a lot higher because I feel like this has now become a more respected, almost like cult classic in the Wes Anderson oeuvre.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, critically speaking, I'm going to put it at a 73. So I'm going to go 73 and 64.
Okay. 64-73 for critic audience, respectively, right?
64, 70, 73 critics, 64 audience.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Ooh, that is very close to the range I wanted to go. I think I might go a little higher with critics. I just can't help but feel like critics want to like Wes Anderson movies, just regardless of what they even are. And this is like as missable. I agree this one's missable. I wouldn't go out of your way to watch this one. But if you like Wes Anderson, this is extremely Wes Anderson. Like it checks every.
Look at the poster.
God, yeah. I mean, watch the trailer for God's sake. It's just quintessential Wes Anderson, complete with the ensemble cast. So I think for that reason, I might go a little higher. I might go into like the high 70s, maybe like a 79 for critics or something like that. Seems right to me. But I do think you're right about the audience. I don't think this one really stuck with them. So I'm going to go with like a 59 audience score on this one too.
So 79, 59?
Yeah.
Versus a 73, 64.
Yeah, you're going to have to help me out with remembering.
I'm trying to remember my own as well. Yeah.
That's mostly why I'm writing mine down, is so I don't forget my own submissions.
That's a good idea. I do own a pen.
All right. Looking up Asteroid City on RottenTomatoes.com. This is going to be a 75 from critics on the tomato meter. Okay. Putting us, that one goes to you as well, I think, right? Because you were at 73?
I was on 73.
Yeah. God, man, we're close on them, though. Audience score, I think, is going to go to me, though. It's going to be at a 62.
62?
Yeah. Pretty low.
I don't know. I said...
Wait, what'd you say?
I think I said 64.
God damn it. You're right. Oh, that hurts.
I'm keeping myself honest.
You are. No, I appreciate that. That's a 2-pointer for you for sure. But sheesh, that's as close as it can be. Chat verified. Yep. All right. There it is. Yeah, damn. All right. Off to
shout out to my mom and my dad for telling me that they thought this one was mediocre.
Yeah. Big swing. All right. Yep, off to a strong start. You're up.
Okay. Let me think about this. You know what? I'm just gonna take something. Let's throw you a curveball. How about Batman Returns?
Ooh,
and this one,
fun.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Oh,
to be
same.
quite honest.
Okay,
with
so honestly, you're even gonna have to help me out as far as like who's playing Batman in this one.
This is a Michael Keaton Batman
Keaton.
movie.
Okay.
This is the second Michael Keaton Batman movie.
This is a Tim Burton, if I'm not mistaken. Directed by Tim Burton. Yep. Starring Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. I believe Danny DeVito playing the role of the Penguin. You still there? Oh, I think I lost him. This is an interesting one, man. Burton had
Hang
no
on.
interest.
Delete is my mute key, so I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
I was saying this movie scarred me because my mom took me to see it in theaters,
Yeah.
and Danny DeVito as the Penguin bites somebody's nose off.
I remember that. I haven't even seen this
I'm
movie, and I
looking at
remember
this.
that.
I'm like, this shit came out in 1992.
Yeah.
I was 3.5 years old. What was my mom doing taking me to see Batman Returns in the movie theater? That's crazy, bro.
Dude, Danny DeVito as the Penguin in this movie is like scary. Like
He's scary,
they did
yeah.
a great job on that makeup. Like he's got an intimidating presence.
What was she
I do
thinking, man?
like Michael Keaton's Batman a lot, and I think that is like a common opinion. I think there is a lot of love for the Michael Keaton Batman. I think this might be pretty high, man. I don't know. I don't know about the critical reception. I have no idea, honestly, about the critical reception. Let's call it, I'm going to give this one an 81.
Okay, 81 critics.
From the critics. Let's go 86.
From the audience.
Audience score. I think this is a very well-liked movie.
So you're going 80. I got it written down. 81, 86.
There you go.
I have no idea where to place this one. First thing I'm going to say is I think that if I had to bet, I would say your audience score is real close.
Yeah.
Because I think that this is a well-liked Batman movie and has become more well-liked over time.
Question: does Rotten Tomatoes? I know we just talked about how there's no like threshold on when people can submit audience scores. Is the same true of critics' reviews?
Yeah. If someone
so you just write a review for Batman Returns today, yeah, okay.
Yeah, 30 years later.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That probably has that's worth considering too.
I think that if any, listen, I'm not gonna price is right. That's disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be lower than 86. I'm not gonna throw you an 85.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you for the audience score. I'm gonna give you a 75.
Ooh,
I'm gonna cut it right there.
Okay.
And then for the critics, a lot of people forget because we were blessed with. Basically superhero movies got so good relative to what they used to be that people no longer respect them at all.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fair. They got sick of 7 and 8 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Back in the day, this was all we had. It was Batman Returns, then a decade of garbage, and then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Exactly. I was gonna say exactly that. Yeah.
There's 10 years of you can't make a good superhero movie. I think, though, that means that I'm remembering it more fondly, maybe, than it was respected at the time. I'm going to say it was less critically respected than the first Batman at release, at least. Maybe that's not relevant in 2023. I'm going to put it at a 72 critics, 75 audience.
Okay. It's your reveal.
It is my reveal. Sorry, I also forgot about X-Men 1. That's true.
Oh, yeah. It was
That
2000?
changed the game.
I think that was right on the turn of the century.
Okay. BaerTaffy, I am pleased to inform you. Your critic score was bang on. 81% for the critics.
That feels good.
And
I've needed that.
The audience score of 73 means that I will take the audience score.
Yeah, all
It
right.
also means that People are haters.
Yeah, dog.
If a movie is good, well, Rotten Tomatoes is like it's a consensus model, right?
Yeah.
If a movie is likable, I don't think a critic has a hard time being like, I like this movie, here's a 3 out of 5.
Yep.
But I think that the audience is full of people who want to be haters.
Well,
what do you think is the highest audience score on the website?
Probably fucking like Monty Python on the Holy Grail.
11 out of 10.
Or Dragon Slayer Doppelganger.
Of course, that actually got removed from IMDb.
Oh, no.
We were accused of gaming the system.
Yeah, well, they were, to be fair.
Which they were.
Yeah. Oh, man. I got the one critics nailed at least there. That feels pretty good for me.
That was perfect.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Let's go with... we're gonna throw it back to one of my all-time favorites here with UHF.
Oh, okay.
Please tell me you've seen UHF.
I have seen UHF.
Okay.
It was a long, long time ago. It's probably like 2009. UHF. So I use this in Cine 2 Nerdle all the time, so I know it has Michael Richards in it.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
I remember this. Let me get my ledger prepared here. Being somewhat funny, but not a movie I would expect to do well with the critics.
Absolutely not.
I think they would find it a little scattershot, and its satire would be too on the nose for the coastal academics who make up the movie reviewers at your average publication, especially in 1989. I'm going to say audience-wise, I can't imagine anyone seeing Weird Al starring in a movie, choosing to watch it, and then being like, that sucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to put it on the higher side. I'm going to say 79 audience.
Yeah.
And then for the critics, I'm going to put out a hit. I'm going to say 28.
Oh, boy. Wow. Okay. That's leaving a wide open window for me, although I don't know if you're wrong. But man, I want to go back. I want to go to bat for this movie because it's like I have a special place in my heart for it. I've watched this probably like a dozen times. Like I could throw this on at any moment and watch the whole thing and have a great time. I also think it's hilarious. Like, even for a movie that came out in 1989, I still think it's like very funny. There's still a few jokes in this that can still make me laugh. It's got a good cast. It's well acted. Kevin McCarthy, legendary
Speaker of the House
villain performance. This is a good crew here, man. I don't know. I wish this had a better score than I assume it has, because I also can't help but feel like the critics' score is probably like 40. 45. I'll give it a 43 just to give it a little bit of a boost, because I do think it's around that zone. And then I was going to go with a high audience score too, although after just a few movies here in Guess the Rotten Tomato score, I'm beginning to think that the threshold for like a high audience score is a little lower than I initially suspected. Like, I don't think anything's in the 90s, dude. Do you? Like, I feel like that might be like a near impossibility.
Yeah, I'm realizing. Because you know what it is? I think the average hater, if they saw something at 100, they'd be like, well, I liked it, but I could also be the guy who took it to 99.
Yeah, exactly. So remind me what your audience score was?
My audience score was 79.
79. Do I dare? I don't think so. I think I gotta go lower on this one, despite the fact that I want so badly for it to be higher. Let's go with a 70 even.
70 even
audience
from
score.
The audience. Okay.
All right.
And from the critics?
Critics was 43.
43. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Rotten Tomatoes for 1989's UHF.
I believe it won Best Picture that year.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Best Screenwriting. 61.
Wow!
From the critics, a surprisingly high score.
Weird Al.
Okay.
I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. All right, so I think I'll take the point for the critics score, but I believe you very nearly nailed it again. Audience score 77.
Oh,
so close, but yeah, that'll be a point for you.
I know the people.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't agree with them, for the record, but
right.
I know them.
Yep. I mean, that is with what we've seen so far. That does seem to be on the higher end for audience score at the very least. There's a much higher critic score than I expected. Okay.
All I remember from UHF is the Rambo 2 parody where the dude unloads the full clip in him and he doesn't die, but then Weird Al shoots him with the bow and he explodes.
Yep. Classic scene. I think you're up.
Okay, let me think of something from back in the day. You know what? How about The Mask?
Oh, love it.
From 1994, probably.
Great
or
idea.
1993.
Yeah, around that time. That was the Jim Carrey golden years.
He was on the ascent.
I think it was honestly like a full decade there between, what was it? It was about, I think Ace Ventura was the first big one for him, right? And that was like 92 or something like that. And then all the way through friggin' Bruce Almighty.
Yep, I'm so happy I'm talking to another man of taste here, because I think a lot of people would have said up until Yes Man, and I would say, excuse me, I'm not gonna insult Yes Man necessarily, but I personally draw the line at Bruce Almighty, his last good Jim Carrey style comedy.
There's a line drawn firmly there in my mind, absolutely, as far as the quality mark between Yes Man and Bruce Almighty, no doubt.
Fun with Dick and Jane has some moments, and Yes Man occasionally can make you chuckle, but I think that Bruce Almighty was the beginning of the end.
Oh yeah. Was Liar Liar before? I think Ace Ventura was before Liar Liar, wasn't it? Or was that earlier?
Ace Ventura was like 7 years before Liar Liar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think I'm up first here. For The Mask, boy, what would be the critical reception? Let me Wikipedia this just a little bit.
I gotta tell you, if you were on the streets of the playground in 1994, like Baer and I were, this was The Godfather Part 2.
This was all you were talking about.
Smoking, somebody stop me, do you feel lucky, punk? That's a spicy meatball.
Cameron Diaz in the red dress. I mean,
that didn't hit me until a little later, but yes, that's without a doubt.
You know what? I'm gonna go pretty high here. I think this was well liked. Again, it was in the golden era of Jim Carrey. I think people were in the mood for this. I think I'm gonna go with like a 70, high 70s, 77. 77 for the critical reception.
77 for The Mask.
Audiences, I think, like it quite a bit as well. Let's go 83. 77 critics, 83 audience for The Mask. Ramlatch, thank you for the prime. Welcome back in. Thank you for the 38 months. Appreciate it.
I feel like you took it out of my brain.
This is the advantage of going first.
It's true, yeah. You kind of anchor on what the first person says.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have said 28 for UHF.
Right.
If I got second, I think I would have been like, that's at least a 55.
Yeah. That was a bold choice. I appreciated it though.
Feel like The Mask. I feel like it was liked at release. I saw this. There's a story here. I saw this in the drive-in movie theater, but this is weird because apparently I was old enough to see Batman Returns. But for The Mask, my parents were like, it was the second movie out of 2. The first one was Monkey Trouble. The second one was The Mask. They said, just go in the back seat and close your eyes if it gets too scary. So I kept my eyes closed the whole time.
Oh, no.
And then I saw it on VHS like a year later, and I was like, that's funny. But when The Mask takes over, I was still pretty scared.
It's freaky, dude, yeah.
When he tries to pull it off his face, but the mask is sticking to his face. Oh, man.
Dude, you got me Googling Monkey Trouble, too. I had completely removed this from my mind.
Yeah, and then we have like forced moves with Monkey Trouble, because I'm always like, yeah, it's Anna Paquin, and she like a monkey escapes from a cosmetics factory or something, and then they're like, it's not Anna Paquin, it's Dora Birch. Like, I've done this, I've told this story like 20 times.
All right,
monkey in a hotel? No, you fool! That's Dunstan checks in, and it's a chimpanzee. It's completely different. Primate-based media, okay?
Have the gall to call Dunstan checks in Monkey at a Hotel. Come on,
Next
that's a dignified film.
You're gonna tell me that Monkey Trouble is the one where the dude plays hockey? That's MVP, most valuable primate. Okay, I think I'm stalling.
Yeah,
I think the critics are going to I mean, I'm basically going higher or lower. I'm realizing now when you go second, that's your advantage is you go higher or lower.
Yeah. This one,
I'm going to go
this is a tough
crazy.
one, though.
I'm taking higher on the mask.
On the critics?
On the critics.
Wow.
I'm going to take an 81 on the critics.
Wow.
And then I'm almost going to flip you. I'm going to take an 81 on the critics. I'm going to take a 77 on the audience. I think there's some people out there who still just resent Jim Carrey.
Okay. Fair. I think this is your reveal, too.
My gut wants me to take a 60s from the critics, but I think especially as time has gone on, people our age that became movie critics, they're not giving a Rotten Tomato to The Mask.
Right.
The Mask, 1994. I can't find it. Did we imagine this movie? The Purge?
I think if you search The Mask Jim Carrey, it'll pull it up.
The Mask, Jim Carrey. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it, dude. I'm all right. I'm spoiling your reveal, I know, but I searched it too. I'm so mad.
Critics score 80%.
Ah,
You had 77. I had 81.
you beat me by 2 again.
Audience score 68. I got 77. You got 83.
Yeah. All right. That's two more for NL, son of a bitch.
I feel like we're learning. I've been beating this drum that the critics are smart and the audience is stupid for probably 10 years. Every time I bring it up, people accuse me of being out of touch. Yeah? Really? The critics love The Mask and the audience thinks it's mid. Where do you fall on the side of that? It's not my fault that people who can appreciate true beauty end up working at the Chicago Tribune, okay?
Oh, man. All right. Where are we going from here? I guess I'm up next. I'll give it to you then. You want something a little more standard? You want to go with a wild card here?
Oh, a wild card.
You gotta get a wild card in, right? All right. So let me hit you with Pixar's The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've seen The Good Dinosaur.
You have? That's shocking to me.
It is the beginning of Pixar having a mid-off.
Yes.
It
is
is
precisely why I chose it, because I thought that it would be very difficult for us to pin down exactly how mid it is.
Now, I will say that the director of The Good Dinosaur, they gave him a second shot this year with Elemental.
Oh, really?
And Elemental is not as good as the best Pixar stuff, but it runs laps around The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like it has a real emotional core to it. I wouldn't describe it as a masterpiece, but it's pretty good.
The only real frame of reference I have for The Good Dinosaur is what appears to me to be universal consensus that this is the point at which Pixar began to fall off. Right?
Because we couldn't believe that they could make something that wasn't at least an 8 out of 10.
But it's insane that they maintained that not even really subjectively, again, an almost universal acclaim to just some of the best animated films of the last 15 years. It's all Pixar.
Well, yeah. They put out you got to remember from 2003
or hell,
through,
the 25 years for God's sake. Yeah.
They went Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, Up, Wall-E. They were knocking them out of the park.
These are 10 out of 10. Every single one is just insane.
People, I will say, people forgave Cars because the audience is bringing up Cars. That's true, but I think people were they gave them a commercial one. They said, you know what? They're just making cars to sell toys. They got to do that in order to finance, Wall-E 2 or whatever. So The Good Dinosaur was really where it's almost rather than this is not a cynical movie. They meant to tell a story and they just messed it up.
Yeah. No,
There's no Lightning McQueen in this, okay?
Well,
nobody's going as the Good Dinosaur for Halloween.
What is it to you that is it really just a matter of it being underwhelming or boring, or do you find yourself as you're watching The Good Dinosaur just having a certain level of expectation that they didn't meet, or what was it about the movie that was off-putting, if anything?
I guess I don't. It's been
too long.
Probably 8 years since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But what I recall is just watching it and being this feels like a DreamWorks movie. It feels instead of it being a timeless Hans Christian Andersen fable.
Yeah.
it feels like at any point the Good Dinosaur could start dancing the Gangnam Style.
Okay. That's a weirdly effective way of conveying the idea of a DreamWorks movie. All right.
Well,
so yeah, you're up.
I think critically, this. I have a hard time believing that it would be below a 55.
I was going to say 55, yeah. God damn it.
I think this one's going to be a little out of pocket for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 58 from the critics. I mean, at the end of the day, it's mostly just a disappointing movie. It's not like it's horrible. And I'm gonna say this is the rare one where the audience prefers it, because a lot of people are going to be watching this with their kids and they're going to be like, it kept them busy for 90 minutes or like 3 hours or however long the movies are these days.
Right.
So I'm going to say critics 58, audience, I'm going to put it up, not much higher, but I'm going to put it up at 65.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to take your guesses and add 10 to each of them.
Oh, so you're going 68, 75.
68, 75. Yeah, that seems about right to me. So we'll go with 68 critics.
All right.
75 audience. I'll even bump that up to a 77 audience.
77. Okay, let me erase that. 77.
Yeah. So I think despite it being possibly one of Pixar's worst films, I still think that, like you said, like there's plenty of people out there who would be very happy to throw on The Good Dinosaur for their kids for an afternoon.
It's likable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're like 10.
All right. That's my reveal. Let me look it up. The Good Dinosaur. Starring Jeffrey Wright. What?
Yeah, he plays the father of the Good Dinosaur, maybe? I don't know. It's so, dude, what a wasted cast. Look at this. Okay.
What is it?
Sam Elliott, Anna Paquin, Jeffrey Wright, and Frances McDormand. What are we doing here having them do the voice actors for a dinosaur family that gets washed away by a flood like 30 minutes into it?
That just makes me think of, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to remember the actor's name. The Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball. Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, that always makes me think of how they had him voice the chicken in Moana. And just looking at the behind the scenes footage of that is so fucking good. Man, I really wish I'd inverted my scores here, although I think I might have still gotten both. We got a 75 from critics, surprisingly high. There's
critics are washed.
Certified fresh.
Now that's
Good Dinosaur.
the red tomato I can see, but a gold seal behind it,
That's,
I can't stand for that.
That's something there. Audience
Certified
score,
fresh used to mean something.
right? It used to be the blue check mark of Rotten Tomatoes. 64 audience score. So yours, I think, I think if I had not made my final adjustment to my audience score, I think I might have stuck in on that point.
Well, I said 65 for my audience score. So
oh, man. All right. That's right, because I added your 10, and then, okay, you still got it. Still got it. I mean, I guess I got to take the splits where I can get them, but geez, you're starting to run away with this already. Current score, Baer 4 points, Northernlion with 10.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you're kind of running away with this already. You want to throw me a bone here? Maybe you want to give me something you think might stick with my mind. I'm
trying to. You know what? Let's go with a landmark of Utah adjacent cinema.
Oh, I think I know what it's gonna be.
How about Napoleon Dynamite?
I had a feeling. That's a good one.
Because I think it might take place in Idaho.
It's one of the two. Yeah, I feel like there's just sort of like an implied setting of like rural Mormon.
There's like
area.
a Utah-ness to it.
Yeah, it is Idaho. Okay, apparently it is Idaho. Oh boy. So this, I mean, obviously with my growing up in a Mormon community, I feel like it was an atomic bomb of cultural impact. Like,
was it controversial? Was there like
not in any way? No, everybody loved it.
People loved it.
People loved Napoleon Dynamite around everybody loved it, obviously, but like specifically in my high school, it was all anything anyone ever cared about. There were at least 5 distinct renditions of the dance scene performed at either assemblies or talent shows that I can recall through the course of my high school experience after that film came out. Yeah, like
We just quoted it. We didn't have that level of dedication.
I can't believe how much people liked it to the point where like it's probably infecting my perception of the critical response. I want to say this is up there, and like maybe I'm going to start with audience score here, and I think it's going to be bonkers high. I'm going to go give this our highest yet. I'm going to say like an 87 for the audience score here.
For the audience, for Napoleon Dynamite.
For Napoleon Dynamite. For the critical reception, let's keep it in that range. My gut's telling me 81. The critical response. And I do feel like I could be dead wrong about this, which would be unfortunate for the bone that you threw me, but I feel pretty good about it. Was it polarizing? People are saying. I didn't realize there was an element of controversy to it.
I don't know if it was polarizing. I think it's hard to look back and remember that this is actually like sort of a weird movie to watch.
Yeah.
Like when it has a much different tone than like your average Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson comedy from the same era. So I do think that there were a decent chunk of the population that didn't really vibe with it.
Yeah.
But I still think that you're close. I do think that this is an independent movie. We probably never would have heard about it were it not for the critics championing it when it, played in 6 theaters in New York and Los Angeles. I am going to go a little lower on critics though. I'm going to give it a 70. I'm going to go 75.
Okay.
I'm going to give us that 6
still in the ballpark there
point window. And then I do think you know what?
You think it's that high up for the audience score? I thought I was maybe shooting for the moon a little bit.
Now that I think about it, I actually think that with a movie like this, it's a little dry. I think we as millennials get it, but maybe it doesn't quite hit the same way for. I don't know. My parents were into Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah. They weren't quoting it the way we were, but they were like, "It's really funny."
I do think, like someone in my chat just said, I think it's not as funny or popular to kids these days. Like, I don't think it's Zoomer humor at all.
There's not a single skibbity toilet. Closest thing is the time machine he buys off of eBay.
Yeah, even that, though. So what are you going for audience score, then?
Audience score, I will take I'm going to go a little lower. I'm going to disrespect it. I'm going to give it a 68 on the audience score. Wow, but it's really, I think it deserves higher than that, but I think the audience might disrespect it.
Yeah. Yeah, in hindsight, I think maybe a little wishful thinking in my score. I'll be happy if it
Dinosaur
is reflected well, though.
Okay, Napoleon Dynamite, 2004. It has a 72 on the tomato meter.
Come on, audience. Come on, audience.
You say 81. I said 75. I'll take the 75.
Yep.
And then it has a 74 from the audience.
Oh, is that still you, though?
It is still me, even though I disrespected it.
Oh, man.
Don't sound so disappointed. Come on. I'm doing this is a good movie.
Yeah, it's true. It's just falling so far behind. All right, next round's double points.
Yeah. You ever wonder why they do that on the Family Feud?
Or even on like Double Jeopardy, it kind of renders the entire first round meaningless.
Nobody on Family Feud, unless you win the first 3 rounds with a perfect score, which sometimes they don't even add up to 100.
Yeah.
They're always like points are doubled in the last round, or the points are tripled in the final round. What's the point, man?
Well, I mean, like Final Jeopardy almost renders the entire game.
Hang on, brother, because there's some gamesmanship in Final Jeopardy.
But it's in one moment. It all comes down to that. There's an element of gamesmanship, certainly. But.
Well, I mean, you got to do a little bit of math, and then what? Okay, so if it's you against somebody else and you're both close,
yep.
Are you gonna bet low, expecting that you're gonna get it wrong and your opponent will overbet, or are you gonna bet high and put your nuts on the table see if you get it right? And how does that change if you have a tripolar situation where all 3 people on Jeopardy, all 3 contestants are within striking distance if you were to double their score?
More often than not, they just wager the exact amount that's going to keep them in the lead. That's just kind of boring.
Well, if you have a runaway, but not every game's a runaway, just like 90%.
Yeah. Okay, I am up. I'm honestly, I want to bring this up just because I'm curious to see if you have seen it. A movie called Homeward Bound.
Oh, The Incredible Journey.
Yeah. Although I don't know if the first one had such a subtitle.
this is the 1993 movie?
The original release, yeah. Homeward Bound,
Holy
1993, yeah.
Posters that go hard, bro.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. I gotta throw that one up on the stream. That is I mean, that's kind of accurate, actually. I was gonna say I don't know if that's entirely representative of what the movie is, but it do be getting intense.
That cat is like, get me out of here.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of her attitude
so would I.
too.
It is on a log traveling down the rapids.
They're going wild with it, man.
I have seen this.
That's good.
Starring
you Michael J. Fox? What the fuck? I just learned that.
He must have been the golden retriever.
Yeah, I think so.
You ever, as a kid, like be too young to appreciate the original, and then you watch the sequel for like on VHS 1,000 times, and then you get older and you're talking to people, and then you say something like, it's crazy how Ghostbusters 2 is like so much better than the first one, and then they all look at you like you got a railroad spike through your head. That's what happened to me with this movie. Like, I think I've seen Homeward Bound once, but I've seen the sequel where they're lost in San Francisco like 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the foundation is certainly like the Homeward Bound, Lost in San Francisco, ran where Homeward Bound walked.
I bet if you were to look it up, I bet Homeward Bound 2 Lost in San Francisco fucking sucks ass.
Probably.
As a kid, I was like, this is incredible. They got lost again.
I honestly wonder how well Homeward Bound stands up to the test of time, because I remember thinking that this movie was epic. Like,
dude, it is crazy.
It was a hell of a journey, and an incredible journey, if you will. The fact that Michael J. Fox plays the Golden Retriever is giving me a little bit of a boost here, too. I think this was probably pretty well received back in the day.
Dude, I'm in the dark here. I'm going to say it's hard for me to believe that something so steeped in nostalgia couldn't have a high audience score.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that at 72.
Okay.
Not insanely high. But then critics-wise, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and this might be a little crazy. I'm gonna give it like a 38.
Whoa!
I think critics are a little too self-serious to give great reviews en masse to a movie that has dubbed voices talking over animals. I think talking animals that are not animated is like poison for critics.
But this was in 1993. This might be like one of the first times we ever saw this. Also, apparently it's the pit bull that's voiced by Michael J. Fox, not the gold, which makes way more sense now that I think about it.
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah, it was Chance, and he had kind of like a happy-go-lucky, like younger vibe to him, which is definitely what I can hear in MJF.
Well, in that case, knowing that, I'm gonna change my 38 to a 37.
Wow. No respect for Michael J.
For the critics.
I mean, I definitely feel like I got to go higher on the critics there, man. Let's go with like a 52, I suppose, somewhere along those lines. I mean, I feel like it's higher, honestly, but I got to play it a little safe as far as trying to get this point going. Yeah, there you go. I'm starting to learn. Audience score, remind me what you went with?
I went with 72.
72. I think you're pretty close there. I think it's, let's go, I'm going to go 70. Man. 74. I know that's not very fun, but I think you're pretty damn close here.
Can I tell you something? I'm locking in my guesses, but I do believe that on Sunday I Googled like best movies to watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because that's what I use on the bike. I feel like Homeward Bound might actually have 100. It might be like it was like all the animated movies from like 1935 to 1965, and then I was like, really, Homeward Bound? But maybe that was an apparition.
You came so very close yet again with a 71 for the audience score. Almost
baby,
dead on once more. So that'll be another point for you. You'll be surprised to learn critics consider Homeward Bound a masterpiece of cinema.
Oh my God.
87% on
Holy
the tomato
cow.
meter. The highest I believe we've seen so far. Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey.
And you said it would get a 52.
I did. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking.
Insults.
Anybody guessing less than that probably don't got a brain in their skull.
Now, can you, just for peace of mind,
Yeah.
can you look up Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco?
Absolutely. Give me a guess real quick.
37.
56 on the tomato
Yeah,
meter,
okay.
yeah.
They can recapture that magic
A lot
twice.
more importantly, 44 in the audience score. They were not
okay.
here for it.
That's the one where they went woke.
Right. You're up.
Okay. Oh, let me think about this. Okay. It's like the don't just suggest Jim Carrey movies challenge, and I'm failing. I'm failing nonstop. You know what? How
a lot of
about
Jim Carrey discourse, to be fair.
how about Happy Gilmore?
Ooh, I like it.
I think we can sense a theme here. It's like movies that we know are certified classics of our generation,
But may not necessarily have had the audience and critics scores reflecting that opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Oh boy. I've seen this.
Gilmore.
I've seen Happy Gilmore. It's a good movie. I like
I
it.
spoiled myself a little bit. I just saw that it won an MTV Movie Award for Best Fight.
Oh, well, I'm
So
going to
I've
go ahead and
gotta-
put the critics score at 100 in that case. Oh, man. Yeah, this was this was the one featuring Bob Barker, if I recall correctly, in one of the better cameos I think I've ever seen in a movie. And I'm wondering, like, when was this in the Adam Sandler arc? This was the beginning. This is the very beginning of the Sandler arc, because this is the one that named his production company, right? So he wasn't even really like Adam Sandler yet, was he? What was the first big like Adam Sandler movie?
So Billy Madison was first.
Yeah.
And then I think this was kind of like, if Billy Madison was his Hereditary, this was like his Midsummer. It was like his nuts on the table. Let's see if it was a fluke or if he's got the secret sauce.
1,000% the first time that comparison's ever been made, but does seem reasonably
It
accurate.
makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, it checks out. Oh boy. Okay. Well, you know what? I feel like this could have been. I'm going to start audience here to keep myself in check. I think this has got to be like low 70s, because I think there's a lot of Sandler hate. Whether or not that's warranted,
Yes.
I think there's a lot of Sandler hate out there. A lot of people just not happy to see a regular looking dude succeed so wildly or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's go with like a 73 audience score.
From the audience.
Yeah,
Okay, understandable.
And critics, I think, is going to be just a touch higher than that. Let's go with like a 76 critics.
Okay.
Because I think it probably was scored fairly well.
It's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Because I think that in maybe our generation a little bit, but if you're Gen X, I bet if you asked 10 uncles at a cookout that were
We
between the
surveyed
ages
10
of,
uncles at a cookout.
if you said, if they're all between the ages of 40 and 50, and you said, what's your favorite comedy? I think you would get at least one Happy Gilmore in
I
the
agree.
average group.
I think that's a fair assessment.
There'd be some Happy Gilmores, some Dumb and Dumbers. Some dude with really big circular glasses would hit you with like duck soup or some Hal Ashby stuff from like
duck soup?
1928. But most people would say like maybe Step Brothers, Happy Gilmore, Dumb and Dumber, Blazing Saddles, Tommy Boy, something in there.
When the tiny
trying to-
nation of Fredonia goes bankrupt, its wealthy benefactor.
Don't worry about duck soup, okay? People will try to tell you it's worth your time. It's not worth your time. A guy
This is 91 years old. What the fuck?
It is old and not very good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It might be the best comedy ever made.
Who knows?
I don't like it.
Ask
Though.
Rotten Tomatoes.
It's guys. I bet it's 100. Okay. Happy Gilmore audience score.
Yeah.
I I agree with you. I think there's a lot of Sandler haters.
Yeah.
I think as time has gone on, the Sandler haters have assented to the knowledge that he still has 1 to 2 heaters in his comedy collection, and this is doubtlessly one of them.
They saw Uncut Gems, and then they were like, okay,
That's, of course.
He's all right.
I think even Sandler haters, they could rant about how much they hate Adam Sandler for like 20 minutes, but then if you ask them about Happy Gilmore, they'd be like, all right, that's the exception.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it up at a 79.
Okay. That's
critics,
audience? Yeah, okay.
For audience, yeah. And for critics, I'm gonna pull it down a bit. You're at a 76.
Yep.
I'm gonna say they got it at I think when it came out, they had it at a 41. And then as time has gone on, it has elevated itself into fresh territory at a 63 with the benefit of hindsight.
That's a lot lower than I thought we'd be going here, but okay.
So a 63 from the critics and a 79 from the audience.
Yep.
Now, I will bring up the tab.
God
Gilmore.
damn it.
You're so fast at
I know,
looking these up.
I can't help but get out of it because I gotta know, and I get disappointed every time.
So it is a 62 on the tomato meter.
Yep. That's low. That's. I mean,
That's lower than it should. You know, they're still working off. It's the long
right.
tail
It's like you
effect
said.
of
It's like they're trying to recover from a pretty devastating opening.
And then a 79. Oh, I had 79. It's an 85 on the audience score.
Yeah, so that's yours too. Oh boy, man, this was. I mean, it looked a lot better when it was like 5-1, but now 15-5. That's starting to.
Oh no,
that's starting to seem insurmountable. If I can just get a 2 for here at some point, man. I don't want to hold you for too long, by the way. If you wanted to do other stuff today, but
I'm having a good time. It's up to you,
cool,
really.
cool. I got another one here for you.
Okay.
Another one of my all-time favorites that I'm very curious, actually, to see the critical reception for is My Cousin Vinnie.
Okay. Now this, I have seen it before. It's on my Disney Plus watch list for reappraisal.
Nice. Yeah, this is all-timer for me.
My understanding of My Cousin Vinnie is that it's an unassailable classic of the 1980s. I believe that Marissa Tomei was nominated for an Oscar for this.
I think that's right. Let me double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
This means critically,
She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
Holy cow. In a comedy, that's rare.
That's crazy, yeah.
Because you know how the Oscars feel about comedies. They're like, best comedy ever made, something that didn't make me laugh once. Hangover, not nominated for anything. What, best makeup or something.
Right.
So I'm gonna say critics-wise, I honestly think that My Cousin Vinnie is. I'm gonna give it a 95. I'm gonna make you make the high-low choice on that one.
Okay.
And then audience score, I think the audience is full of haters. I think that 80% of people who watch a movie these days do it while scrolling through their phone at the same time, and then just come up with their. Dude, I will say I have a newfound appreciation for cinema. Sitting my ass down on the bike and pedaling for 2 hours to the movie. You get so distracted by the movie, you focus on every detail. You see resonance and the building of themes, and you have more appreciation for like characterization and stuff like that.
Dude, cardio cinema. When I was going hard at the gym, that was my bag. And I have the exact same opinion. Yeah, well, they just like you go into a dark room and there's a big projector screen. And you got a bunch of like ellipticals and treadmills and stuff in there.
That's a great business idea when interest rates come down. A movie theater with treadmills and exercise bikes.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why. I mean,
you
like,
said
it
but your heart said
the
no.
The thing is it exists. Like, I don't want.
No, those are gyms with TVs.
But
Okay,
same.
This is gonna be a movie theater with bikes and treadmills.
Just changing the name.
No, it's the ratio of the screen size to the amount of.
All right, yeah. There's an element of gamesmanship.
I think critically, 95. Audience, I'm gonna say 82.
Okay, that gives me some wiggle room. Man, you got this beaten out Homeward Bound for our top critical reception so far, huh?
I know. Who would have thought?
Right. Before this started. Boy, yeah. I mean, I got to go lower, honestly. It's just like a matter of logical thinking based on our previous...
I had to make it hurt, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I want to stay high with it, man, but I know I gotta take this window here. I'm gonna go with an 82
On the critics.
on the critics. Audience, remind me what you went. You went like 60 or something.
I went with
didn't you?
82
Yeah,
on
oh
that.
no, you went 82 audience, right? Okay, that's probably where I got it from. Jeez, I do think the audience really liked this one as well. I'm gonna go 87.
87.
87
Okay.
audience. I think this one was maybe one of the higher ratings overall. We'll see. I'll be disappointed, honestly, if this isn't one of the highest rated ones that we see today. I have good news.
Okay.
I am not disappointed.
Hey!
But the bad news is I think I might have still somehow lost the critics one, despite...
What's the critic score?
oh, no, never mind. Okay, I think I'm good. The critics was at 87,
What?
which, damn, like...
They put out a hit on My Cousin Vinnie.
I mean, you're disappointed?
Well, because I said 95.
Oh, true, yeah, but I mean, that's up there, man. That's pretty damn good.
My conspiracy theory about Rotten Tomatoes is that if you look at the percentage of movies that are fresh versus rotten, in the year 2000, it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
And now, in 2023, 2024, it's like 80% of movies are fresh.
Right. Well,
So I look at this, and I know how Rotten Tomatoes works, and it's more like, did you like it or not like it? And then they take the aggregate.
yeah.
I feel like an 87 for My Cousin Vinnie is like, that's sacrilegious. 13% of critics said, nah, bro, give me Homeward Bound instead. I don't know about that.
Like, I don't disagree. I mean, obviously, I'm very biased about this one, but of all the possible bars to set as far as what we've discussed today, this definitely feels like where we should be setting it.
At least it's high. I can't.
Yeah,
I guess I can't argue with that.
but certainly could be higher. 87 for the audience score as well. I guess I nailed that one, so
Holy
that feels
bang
good.
on.
Let's go the twofer. I'm back in it. The
Okay,
comeback
okay.
begins now.
Let me think about this one.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay.
I am curious now. I feel like I'm going to have to search this after the fact, but I do wonder what their actual top highest rated movies are. I'm sure you've probably seen that list once or twice.
I remember that for like 10 years there used to be Toy Story 2.
That's fair.
And then one
I'm okay
dude
with
was
that.
like, actually, it's mid.
I got to meet that guy, dude.
Okay, you know what?
Find out what went wrong.
He's probably got a YouTube channel with like 8 million subscribers. I'm going to take you to Big Trouble in Little China.
Wow. Okay, this is left. This is not even left field for me. This is in a different ballpark, dude. Big
Unknown.
Trouble.
You don't know much about it.
Not much at all. I know
I'm
of
going
it.
to guess
That's
that
about the
you would
extent.
like it.
Really?
Yeah, I think if you'd like, based on what you said, that first off, it's right from that era,
Yeah.
1986.
Right. Is
I think
Kurt
you would
Russell?
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It's like an action comedy.
poster alone is definitely working for me. I'm gonna show this off real quick.
Jack Burton's in for some serious trouble, and you're in for some serious fun. Absolutely horrendous tagline.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that one-
this is at least Kurt Russell's mullet certainly does a lot of heavy lifting here.
And so do his arms.
No kidding. This is, well, okay. So I'm honestly, like, I'm operating completely in the dark here. I'm just kind of learning everything about this now. Let's see. Kurt Russell, mid 80s. John Carpenter directed. Okay. So this is probably, I got to imagine this is pretty well received. Oh, it's a summer blockbuster too, man. Mid-July release. I think
Had
this
a lot
is
of faith
probably
in
up
this
there,
one.
man. Yeah. You should probably watch this movie. I bet I would like it. Yeah, and just all of what I've seen here so far, I'd probably enjoy this. truck driver Jack Burton wins a bet with his friend Wang Chi. To make sure he follows through on payment, he accompanies him to the airport to pick up his Chinese fiance, where a Chinese-American street gang, the Lords of Death, try to kidnap another Chinese girl. Well,
it's a case of mistaken identity.
Yeah. I'm going to go with... I think the critics probably lower than the audience on this one. I'm honestly pretty tempted to go very similar to the last guess that I just made. I'll change it up a little bit. Let me go with an even 80 from the critics.
From the critics?
Yep,
all right.
Yep. That does put me... let's go like... Well, actually, we did just see an exact duplicate score last time, didn't we? Yeah, so I can tell you what, let's go like a 78 audience for this one.
78, okay.
Yeah.
Having seen the movie many times, I think these are pretty good guesses, actually.
Nice.
I was just looking at how many times they say the word Chinese in the first two paragraphs.
I was feeling uncomfortable reading it. Yeah.
They were like, this guy's Chinese. He's marrying a Chinese lady.
Yeah.
They then track down the Lords of Death to Chinatown, by the way, where they battle two ancient Chinese warriors.
This is turning vaguely Trump. Down to Chinatown.
Vaguely. Chinatown. Like Olivia Munn, Kim Cattrall, Samantha from Sex and the City. People, I always thought of myself more as a Miranda, really, the red hair, of course.
You're doing the fingers, right? When you're doing this
yes,
as well.
The
I
hands.
Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay.
The bad part is I've started to do the hands in real life when I talk as well. No. And the voice.
Oh, God.
People, we do the voice.
Can I just get a couple of
people
chiblis real
say,
quick?
is that Trump? And I say, it is, people. Mm-hmm. Many people say that it is.
Can you just give me one or two chiblis? I just need to hear a couple of chiblis.
Chibli.
Right.
Chibli, the Antifa. Chibli, the lieutenant of Antifa. The woke mob. Mafia Mama Chibli.
Mm-hmm.
I think
critics for this.
I think your audience score, I think, is bang on.
Nice.
Which is tough for me. I'm going to say, although this is a cult classic, I'm going to say some normies will watch it and be like, I don't get it. It's a little silly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give us some wiggle room. I'm going to take the audience down to 72.
Okay.
And you know what?
What's that? How you feeling? Go bold. Go crazy.
I want to put it at 72, but I'm going to pull it down a little bit. I'm going to take it, and not for the meme. This is a serious matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it to 69 critics, 72 audience.
He's playing for the win.
I think that the critics didn't appreciate this upon release, and it's only with the benefit of hindsight that it's come up. But a lot of people from, if they reviewed this in 1986, they're not going to come back in 2023 and be like, sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've gotten out a little ahead of you here again, but maybe we should just start doing movies that I don't know. Because apparently I'm better suited for that.
Big Trouble in Little China, 1986.
I might have still lost is the thing, but...
Big Trouble in Little China has a 74 from the critics.
Right, which... all the numbers are mixing up in my mind. I had an 80.
You're at 80,
yeah,
and I'm at 69.
Oh
which means
my
I take
God.
that by one.
Come on!
But then the audience,
so many like that.
The audience gave you an 82. So
right, I think
you're at 78. You get that one.
There we go. Okay, I'll take another split.
Big respect to the audience.
I'm getting there. I'm crawling our way back up.
This critics' consensus in 1986, I'm sure it said, a big waste of your time. Don't go see this. Now it says, brimming with energy and packed with humor. Big Trouble in Little China distills Kung Fu B-movies as affectionately as it subverts them. 1986, they were like, you're stupid if you go see this. You're dumb.
Oh, man. I like that one. That's a fun... I wonder if that's on a streaming service. I doubt it. I feel like that whole, era of film is, gone.
You know what? I think it might be on Canadian Disney+.
Oh, shit.
Where to watch Big Trouble in Little China. It's available on Disney+, well, this is probably Canadian.
Yeah.
Disney+, Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, tell me I can buy it on Amazon. I'll watch this
buy
tonight, dude.
You could buy it on Google Play Movies from $4.99. You could buy it.
I can
on
rent
Apple
it.
TV.
Let's go. I know what I'm doing tonight.
Do you have Prime Video?
Yeah.
I think you probably. Is it not just on Prime Video?
It says available to rent for $4.
Wow.
Which, you know,
do you have,
it seems
do you have
fair.
Disney Plus?
I do. Yeah, I can check there too. I'll check that.
Do you have Paramount Plus? Sling, Tubi, Stars?
I have Sling, but only for football.
CISO? Do you have CISO?
I made the foolish choice to subscribe to Sling for the NFL season. I was just kind of like giving myself an opportunity to consume the content ethically. Boy, was that dumb. It's honestly almost worse. Like, if I just,
Does it work?
Yeah, it works, but it's just like
okay.
the matter of having to perform basically the exact same procedure to get to the content that I want to get to, where I could have done it in an alternative way for not $45 a month.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah.
But then if you watch an illegal sports stream, you have to deal with like literally Adolf Hitler in the chat on the side.
Yeah, dude's just
the most insane person you've never met.
Dude was spamming. I'm trying to work. Okay, you know, I need to look in our conversation, our football conversation, because there was a chatter. It was like Kabussi or something like that. There's a word like I think it was Kabussi, which like is some variation of pussy, right? But like I couldn't interpret it, and he would not stop spamming it, and there's no one stopping it. He was doing it for over an hour. I don't know if it was like a script this dude wrote. I don't know which is worse, if to write a script to do that or to just sit there doing it yourself. That's another guy I want to meet. He's probably the same dude that rated Toy Story 2 5 out of 10. How do you feel about Tom Hanks' Big?
I am, compared to the mean consumer, I am a Tom Hanks hater.
Because I kind of like going from Big Trouble to just straight to Big. You're a Hanks hater. That is a shocking development.
I'm just getting it up on Wikipedia right now.
Yeah.
I
Orphan Pants. Thank you for the gifts.
don't really like Tom Hanks.
Man,
how
has this never come up?
You know what it is? I'm letting my feelings on Forrest Gump taint how I feel about his entire filmography, which is probably not fair.
Yeah. I mean,
I do think
I'm
he's a great
surprised you don't
actor.
like Forrest Gump either.
I think Forrest Gump it's
mid,
like the Bon Jovi of movies. Which is to say, overrated, and people are shocked when you say you don't like it.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
I'm like, but it's bad.
What's the best Tom Hanks movie?
I mean, Saving Private Ryan is really good.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a great movie. And the rest, I mean, Apollo 13 is an amazing movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's got some pretty damn good movies, man. Like Philadelphia, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
it's quality.
That's the boxing movie, right?
I even like what's the one where he's is it just literally called The Terminal, or what's the one where he's in the airport and
Krakosia, The Terminal.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good movie too.
Eat shit.
Right, yeah.
That's a good. That's Steven Spielberg.
Okay. I do want us to go for Big though.
Okay, yeah, there's something you'd forget. If I remember correctly, Big is considered, despite the insane premise, Big is considered a critical success.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that this might be. I'm gonna give it a 92 from the critics.
Man, wow.
Because I think this also might have been on the best 100 movies to watch on Disney Plus. And then I am going to, from the audience.
Oh, I forgot about Catch Me If You Can too. Yeah, it's not a good one.
Oh, it's another good one. It's crazy that dude made the whole thing up.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
like
I think
he
more
lied
impressive.
about being a liar.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's just
like,
one more grift.
That is remarkable. Like he won us all over by virtue of being like remarkably shitty.
I think that this is going to be in the same range as My Cousin Vinnie audience score. I'm going to give it what you gave My Cousin Vinnie. I'm going to give it an 87.
Nice. That is, wow. Okay, a 92.87 for the 1988
America loves Tom Hanks.
Yeah, no.
If
100%.
Tom Hanks ran for president, they would get rid of the constitutional amendment that put term limits in. He would be president until he wanted to leave. He has cross-aisle appeal.
Do you remember when he got COVID? It felt like
that was it. He got COVID, and Rudy Gobert touched the microphones, and the NBA shut down. That was all in like a 24-hour period.
Right. But like
when
it felt
Tom
like
Hanks
we were
got
mourning
COVID,
him already.
I know. We were like, this dude is cooked, man.
Yeah. You know, it is pretty clearly implied, if not outright shown, that the female lead, whose name I'm forgetting in this movie, essentially becomes a pedophile.
Yes.
So
I haven't seen it, but that is one of two things I know about it. The other one is the big piano.
Yeah. Those are the two things anyone remembers about Big. I don't think that really factored into anything as far as the critical reception goes, though. I think, in fact,
back in the day, they were probably like, that's just par for the course.
Yeah.
They were like, whoa, that's weird.
It probably didn't even register.
Because it's kind of like, isn't it? I haven't seen it. Is it a love story, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the point of the movie, if there is one, I think, is to be like, you know, like, don't take for granted what you got as a kid or an adult. You know, it's like there's advantages to both, but there's also like a weird romance going on where he's a child, he's a 13-year-old in an adult body, but I think she even like finds that out.
Oh, that's got to be hard for her to live with. You can't just go live a normal life after you found out that you did that shit. Is she okay?
I don't think so. I think she dies at the end.
What?
No, I'm fucking with you.
No,
I don't know.
No shot, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little lower. I'm gonna have to go a little lower on that. You go with a 92. It's tough to go higher than that. I'm gonna say 84. 84 critic score seems about right to me. And then
84.
You know what? I'm gonna go with another clone this time around. I'm gonna say 84 critics, 84 audience.
Okay, double 84s.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Tom Hanks in Big. Wow. Holy cow. That is... We have a new front runner for highest ranked film.
I knew it.
98.
98.
Wow. That is startling. That's the critics, and then the audience score, 82.
80. Well, you got the audience score.
The audience
on that one,
score. We're
sure.
splitting that one again, but I'm just kind of floored. Like, holy shit. I mean, it's a good movie, sure, but like, that is an impressive score, man.
Is this the worst poster that has ever been made for any movie?
Just his grimace. Not even necessarily a smile. He almost looks like he's in pain.
It looks like the start of... It's like a magazine ad for like a medicine, but they can't tell you what the medicine's for. So it just says like, you know, ask your doctor about this. He's like,
it's worth a try.
I'm on proboscis. Are you?
You never know. It is multiple interpretations can be made of this face for sure. They
Especially knowing what I know about the movie.
The stage direction, I mean, might have just been like, look like you got a big secret. Look like you're a little sneaky little guy. Who knows?
Tom Hanks' internal monologue. I've got shit in my pants. Okay.
I think you are up.
Okay. I'm going to say... Let's think about this. Let's think carefully about this. I'm going to say the 1998 science fiction movie based on the TV show, Lost in Space.
Whoa, that is another... I've not even heard of this one.
Starring Gary Oldman and Matthew LeBlanc, a.k.a. Joey from Friends.
Yeah. Okay.
And also Heather Graham. That's right. I take it back, by the way. This is the worst movie poster I've ever seen.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Big's
Bro,
worse.
look at this.
Big's worse than that.
What even is this?
Hold on.
It's just text in space?
I got to get a higher res one because that one is, I mean, you're going to fail in the pixel quality. Well, okay. They got the typical, like, casts in the shot.
Oh, maybe we're looking at a different. My Wikipedia poster is like just a metallic L and a metallic S.
Yeah, no, that's the one that loaded up for me too. I was just they got alternatives, but they're not much better.
And then it just says Danger Will Robinson.
That's this movie?
That's this movie, yeah.
Oh, okay. That gives me a different frame of reference here. Yeah, sorry, Chad. I can't find one that's bigger than like 180 by 300 for the poster.
It did come out like 25 years ago.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So this at least had enough impact for that line to have survived. So I'm gonna save you
from yourself a little bit,
please,
because this movie did not originate the line. The line is from the TV show from like the 1960s.
Okay, so that does change things a bit. Stephen Hopkins.
This film has no lasting legacy whatsoever. And you could take that for what you will.
I mean, that certainly makes me feel a little bit better about my complete unfamiliarity with it. Should I know Stephen Hopkins? Is that like that's the director? I don't know if he's done anything. Not. Okay.
You know what? You stay there. I'm going to look up Stephen Hopkins here. I'm happy to give you more information.
Please, yeah. I am. Although honestly, like I feel weirdly more confident about being in the dark here.
Well, does it help you to know that he directed A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child?
Oh yeah, 1000%.
He also directed several episodes of 24.
Oh. That's interesting. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is going to be... Tell you what, let's call this like...
a renewal.
No lasting legacy. The entirety of the production seems pretty forgettable. Let's go with like a 55 critics reception here, something along those lines. And then this does kind of feel like a movie that might have a few people going to bat for it. So I'm going to go a little higher on the audience. I'm going to go with like a 67.
Okay,
so critics 55, audience 67, yeah. Stacko.
Having lived through this, I have a star for this movie as well. I'm going to spoil it because it's not very good.
Okay.
Gary Oldman plays Dr. Smith or whatever his name is. He gets halfway through the movie, he gets bit by an alien creature, like a bug.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it." And then they kind of like time travel, and you figure out that Gary Oldman, he actually is now transformed into like an alien bug, and it's so scary. Like when I was 10, I got nightmares.
You had to hide in the back seat of the car for that one, dude.
Exactly. But the worst part is I watched it on our 19-inch TV, and it still scared me. That's how you know.
That's like what we had. We were rocking one of those with like the built-in VCR on like our. Like when we were moving like state to state for the military days, we would always have like the van set up with the family where we had like a blanket draped between the middle and the back seat. So we had like a little makeshift movie theater with the 17-inch VCR TV combo propped up on the blanket. So it was pretty dope.
Dude, that's kind of sick.
It was pretty good. Yeah, we had honestly like the difficulty of cross country moving multiple times as children was kind of outweighed by the good memories that we created with like the road trips and like swimming in hotel pools and stuff like that. It was a good time.
A hotel pool does hit different.
Also, the artist Hotel Pools is quite good. Just as an aside.
I've never heard of them.
I recommend them.
My problem with the hotel pool, the hot tubs have gotten too popular.
Yeah?
I feel like when I was a kid, there was always like one old dude in the hot tub with a gold chain.
True.
And now every hot tub is at capacity, like 100% of the time.
I can't even remember the last time I got in the hot tub, dude.
I hate them. They always feel like, I think I get hot faster than the average person. I always feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
I mean, it is just like human soup, too.
Like I get in and then I'm like, after a minute, I'm like, I have to get out and jump in like ice water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm guessing you were never one to like, well, this might have been a uniquely Utah experience as well, but my parents had a hot tub, and as kids, we would get in the hot tub and then get out and like roll around in the snow in like the middle of January.
That's sick.
And get back in the hot tub.
That is cool.
That was a good time.
All right. I'm going to go crazy. I think this has an 8 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like from the critics.
Okay.
But I definitely, I think it's going to be, I'm going to take it a step. I'm going to take it down to 5.
Wow.
And there's no games reason why I would do that. I'm going nuts on the table. I think this is reviled by critics.
My goodness.
Now, I think this is one of those situations where the audience is going to like it more. But I wouldn't put it as a red tomato. I think it's going to be firmly in green splat territory.
I'm starting to feel bad about my 67.
I'm going to give it a 41. I'm going to go 5 and 41.
Okay. That is a, if you get this on that critics score, I'm going to have to give you bonus points, I feel like, because that is a bold choice.
I mean, it's low, but this movie is really bad. But apparently it's not that bad.
Wait, okay. I'm looking at the different version of it.
The TV show.
Yeah, right.
Every TV show on Rotten Tomatoes says 100%.
Right.
For some reason. 27% from the critics.
Boy, so you still got it.
I did. It turns out
That's
5
incredible.
is still closer. And the 24 rare audience dub.
Yeah.
Because this movie is trash, but they trashed it even more than the critics trashed it.
Yeah, man. Goddamn. That's brutal. So what was it? It was repeat the scores real quick.
27 for the critics.
Yeah.
And 24 for the audience.
Holy cow.
This is also the most photoshopped movie poster I've ever seen in my entire life.
There's apparently there's a 2018 version of it on Netflix.
Yeah, the TV show apparently is pretty not bad.
Yeah, they got an 84.
But I don't know if they ever made, I think they did a second season, and then they did the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Where, the day after it came out, they were like, it's been watched by more than 137 billion eyeballs.
Yeah.
And then 2 days after it comes out, they're like, we regret to inform you that it has been canceled and everybody involved with it has been killed.
Yep, exactly. Womp womp. All right. I think that brings us back to me, right?
Yeah. Dude, I'm being insulted by this Rotten Tomatoes algorithm. You remember the movie Showtime with Robert De Niro and Eddie Murphy?
Vaguely, yeah.
I've wiped it from my memory completely.
Hold on, let me see if I'm even thinking of the right movie. No, I am not. I was thinking of... What the fuck was I thinking of? Hairspray. No, I was 100% thinking of the movie Hairspray. Which, spoiler, Eddie Murphy is not in. Nor is Robert De Niro. I don't know where I got
believe
that.
Robert De Niro's in that either,
I don't know how... Because I was definitely thinking of John Travolta's character in Hairspray. That's what that led me to, and I got no shame about it. Oh, boy. Speaking of being shameless, how about a little Robin Hood Men in Tights?
All right, this is a tough one for me.
Yeah.
What's
your experience with Robin Hood Men in Tights?
This is the parody, the satire.
100%.
Okay. I remember that my parents rented this from the video store, and I watched it, but I do not recall anything about it, and I don't believe I've seen it since. This says John Malkovich in it, or is he in the Kevin Costner
No,
one?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the other one. This is Carrie Elwes, the Princess Bride dude, is the lead.
Yeah.
And then it's got Dave Chappelle, Richard Lewis, who I think is from... What the heck was he in? Oh, he's in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, exactly. And then... Oh, Isaac Hayes was in this. That's weird.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Oh, Tracy Ullman. Yeah,
you know what's funny? As a kid, I never realized that this poster was satirical.
Right.
I just thought wow, he must be really good. He's firing
just a badass,
bunch of arrows. Yeah.
I mean, he looks pretty confident about it.
I
remember loving this movie, man. I don't know if I could still enjoy it today, but I definitely remember having fond memories of this movie.
Mel Brooks is funny.
Yeah.
My parents went crazy for this. So I think right after Robin Hood Men in Tights, he made a movie with Leslie Nielsen called Dracula Dead and Loving It. And I remember watching that with my parents and my grandparents, and all four of them like died laughing.
Yeah.
Then as an adult, I like looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. The shit has like a 2 out of 100.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I thought Leslie Nelson at least would be. That's like a 50-point boost on its own.
He's really funny, but he has been in a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
I need your phone a friend on this one. He also did a movie that takes place on like an intergalactic cruise that came out maybe 2001, 2002 that was insanely garbage. And my parents rented it from the video store and they died laughing again.
I love that.
But I can't remember the name at all.
Oh, that's so good. He did fucking Naked Gun, Airplane, Police Squad.
2001, A Space Travesty. That's it.
Man, that's good. I like that.
All right. Okay, I think that this is Mel Brooks, but not at his most well-respected.
Yeah.
I'm going to say critics gave it a 64. Okay. Sometimes when satire hits, it can get into the 100s, but sometimes it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
And then for the audience, I'm going to say that this is a likable movie. It's easy to laugh alongside of. I'm going to give it a 73 for the audience.
Nice. I like that. 64, you said, critics?
64 and 73.
Nice. Okay. I think I'm gonna go a little higher. Either way, I want to go with a 71 critics score.
71 from 71 the critics. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to like a. I think this is something the audiences, even today, are likely scoring fairly high. I'm trying to remember, like, there's not really anything all that problematic either, especially for a movie that came out about this time and to be like a parody movie. It's pretty tame.
Robin
overall
continues to get more based in the modern sense.
Exactly. So I'm going to go with like a 79 audience score on this one. I feel pretty good about that.
71 and 79.
So, and then it was your 64 and 73. 73. I think I got a shot on this one at least. Oh boy. Did you get there already?
I didn't know. I'm just looking at the poster.
Wow. This was a critical failure. 42.
42
on the tomato meter for this one from the critics.
Okay, after this, look up Dracula Dead and Loving It.
All right, yeah. But let's I think we're splitting again on this one. I think you got the critics 81.
81
for the audience score.
You were very close.
Very close, yeah. I'll take another split there. Okay, so it was a space travesty, right?
Oh, yeah. That should be like a 3% from the critics.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 21% from the audience.
No critical rating. It's got 3 reviews.
It's a Canadian classic.
And 17 audience
That's
score.
really,
yeah,
you know how bad a movie has to be for 17% of people to like it?
Low. There's 10,000 ratings, dude. There's a lot of people.
This movie went crazy in Scarborough, man.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's the lowest audience score I think we've seen today too, isn't it?
It should be like the lowest audience score ever invented.
Yeah. Okay, you're up.
I'm going to hit you with, let me think about this. Trying to pull from a theme.
Yeah.
We've done Adam Sandler. We've done Jim Carrey. This is the 2. We've done Tom Hanks.
We've done Hanks. We've done Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. Have we done? We've done Mel Brooks. Have we done Mel Gibson?
Oh, right. Yeah, we did Mel Brooks. Yeah, I got him confused. I don't think we've done Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Don't try to Gibson my
probably
Brooks. It's an
do
insult
that.
to
Yeah,
Brooks.
100%. We haven't done a Gibson though.
Gibson. If we were to do a
Gibson. Passion of the Christ.
I was thinking about it, but I'm not that well versed in the Gibson filmography.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, we've all seen the one, I'm sure, but.
Are we talking about Braveheart?
No, I'm talking about Passion. No, yeah, Braveheart.
I've seen half of Braveheart, I think.
I've seen Braveheart.
You know what? Let's go with something in that vein.
Okay.
The #1 movie to test out your uncle's Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound system he put in his home theater. Can you guess what it is?
Highlander?
You have a cool ass uncle. Because I was thinking of Gladiator.
Oh, sure, yeah. Absolutely. You just got me in that ballpark.
My uncle doesn't know shit about Highlander.
Yeah, mine died. Okay, Gladiator. Yeah, I have seen this as well. Let me get that wiki page.
Ridley Scott classic.
Up, yeah, it's a good movie, man.
Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Connie Nielsen, Thomas Arana, El Rata Arana, Jaman Hunsu.
Inspired by Daniel P. Mannix's 1958 book, Those About to Die.
Subsequently titled The Way of the Gladiator. That's how you
sense,
know your movie made an impact. This bro went back
the name of the fucking
40
book.
years later. He's like, this book's actually called Gladiator.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh boy, this has got to be up there. I would be shocked if this was not at least 80 plus, both critical and audience reception. This movie's still talked about, I feel. Hell, it got a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, dude. Come on. That's an instant plus 20.
Ridley Scott keeps chasing the dragon. Once every 3 movies, he's like, it's Gladiator again.
What has he put out since then?
So, The Last Duel is really, really good.
Really?
It is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. So
it's
a long one.
That's the Matt Damon one, right?
It's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Neither of them talk in a Boston accent.
Oh, come on.
It's Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver.
Oh, wow.
And it's a little like you see the same events from multiple perspectives, and in seeing it each time, it illuminates something different about the event, but also raises the ambiguity about the event.
Yeah, that does sound pretty good. I'm going to go with, an 86. 86 critics score.
I think it's a great guess.
And I'm going to say audiences is a little lower. I'm going to put that on an 81. I'm pretty happy with that.
It's tough to get any meat off those bones. I
picked them dry.
Here's what I think. Here's my understanding of Gladiator as someone who's seen it many times. When it came out, best movie ever made.
Yeah.
That held for 6-7 years. Then people started to be like, actually, it's not quite historically. Everyone became a realism Andy for a while.
Yeah.
Gladiators didn't actually fight like that. And actually, many of the gladiators didn't live in prison. They all got to live as celebrities.
And why weren't they naked? I want to see Russell Crowe's dong.
Well, be that as it may. I think as time has gone on, we've gotten out of the valley, and people are like, this is true cinema again.
Right.
So on 86, I think 86 is a great guess. That's tough, man. Can I also say, just reading this synopsis, I'm losing my mind. It's the second highest grossing film of 2000, behind Mission Impossible 2. Oh my God. What?
I mean, that's Cruise, dude.
The only bad one?
I mean, it's still like he put out the Top Gun, made like $1 billion a couple years ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
He still got it, man.
Oh, man. Okay, I have one that's on the table. I though it pains me, I'm going to take a flat 80 for Gladiator.
Okay. That's about where you got to go, I think, for the gamesmanship element.
That's what I think it's going to be 84.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to play 85. It just makes you like a scumbag. If this was The Price is Right and there was a dining set on the line, then I'm going $1 over.
And you can tell looking at me that I need that dining set.
I always wonder who's on The Price is Right, and they're like, "Oh, sick! I don't have a bed and a dresser." Like, wouldn't that just be annoying?
I'm glad to
You're
have
like
an extra now.
Like, I won the prize, and now I gotta like sell my old furniture, unbox the new stuff, and build it. Like,
exactly.
That's no fun, man. Like car, at least you can hawk it.
Well, the thing about the car is they get fucked on taxes, right? Like, you probably end up paying more for the taxes on the car than you make from it.
It's true, and it's never like. you know, even like a Honda Civic, it's always like a two-door rear-wheel drive manual Chevy Spark. And
They're
then
just
you're
trying to get rid of because they have extra
like in my head, I'm
inventory.
like, a car is at least $20,000, and then it turns out that son of a bitch is like $13,862.
Yeah, 75
I'm
cents.
like, my
yeah.
God. Okay, I'm gonna say
So you
I'm
went
gonna
with
say the
a-
audience is unassailable on this one. Though. I'm gonna say the audience loves it. I'm gonna say they're at an 80. I'm gonna go 89. Might be the highest score
That's
we've
about
seen today.
That's about where I pegged you on that one. Yeah, so that's you got an 80 and an 89 compared to
80
my
and an 89.
86 and an 81. All right, let's hear it.
All right, I have to look
Yeah,
at it.
that's
My
all you.
mistake.
Well, someone will get it eventually.
Rotten Tomatoes, Gladiator, the year 2000.
You're so fucking good at this, and I don't know why I'm surprised at all.
Holy, I am.
It's insane, dude.
The 79 from the critics and an 87 from the audience.
You're a grand total of 3 percentage points away from nailing it for both. That is outrageous.
I didn't realize he is MF Doom.
Oh yeah, is that? Whoa, hold on a second. Is that actually what it's?
That's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I know, but that's his mask. That's Doom's
the
mask.
mask,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that's modeled after that 100%. That is the exact same mask. That's fun to know. I had no idea that was the case.
I always thought it was a Doctor Doom thing.
Well, I thought it was like a plague doctor mask. I don't know. I never really thought about it much. Now that I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, if you Google it, yeah, it's exactly the same. Okay, I think I'm up. Do you happen to know? I feel like this might be one that you actually just like looked up out of curiosity. Do you happen to know the Rotten Tomato score for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
No.
Okay, good. Let's do that.
But I can hazard a guess.
I would hope you would. Yeah.
I think this is a great choice. I think you've chosen a very interesting one to discuss.
I think so,
my
too.
hunch is that, first off, I do know that it became Blumhouse's highest grossing
Yes.
movie
Wildly
theatrically,
successful. Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yep.
I can't shake the feeling that critics would not know what to do with this,
Yeah.
irrespective of the quality of the film.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the audience is the crazy part. I think the audience is going to be much higher than the critics,
I agree.
but I don't think it's going to be like in the 70s. So I'm going to go audience. People are going to be surprised by this one. I'm going to say 56. I don't think it crosses into Red Tomato.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be, from the critics, 20. I'm going to go 20. I can't bring myself to do 28. I'm going to do 27. 27 critics, 56 audience.
Okay. Oh boy. I can't fight the feeling that this is like the audience score is gonna blow us away. Like I think there's gonna be a large Five Nights fan base.
80 plus.
Yes, or like I'm gonna go 76 for the audience
76,
score. I
okay.
do think that it's gonna like absolutely shock us how high that audience score is, and I think you're in the ballpark with critics. I can't imagine this being over a 50. I would be shocked by that as well. Let's go with like a 42.
42.
42 critics.
I love that neither of us have seen it, right?
No, absolutely not.
So we talked about Gladiator for like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's, we're like, just send it.
I mean, I honestly feel pretty good about this. All right. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like 5 months ago. Starring Josh Hutcherson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Matthew Lillard.
I am vindicated.
Oh, okay.
Audience score 87.
That shit is fraudulent.
Insane.
You can take your point. That's fraudulent. I
One
want to
of
see
the fucking
verifiable.
highest scores we've
I want to
seen.
see IP address audits for all of the voters. I don't want to see any duplicated IP addresses.
That is nuts.
I want to see a piece of photo identification from everybody that voted.
Remind me your critical score?
27.
27. You got me there. It's a 32 on the
32.
tomato meter. Yeah. Not a big surprise on that one, but that audience score, yeah, I was pretty ready to be floored by that.
87.
It was nutty.
Forgive me. I'm not trying to diminish the fact that you had your finger on the pulse. Is it possible that 20% of those reviews are ironic 10s?
I would
You know how
say
people
it's
leave,
not
like-
even possible, but likely. Yeah.
It's like, you know how Steam reviews with like 10,000 hours, they give it a thumbs down and go like, it's not very good?
Yeah.
Or they'll review like a calculator app and be like, thumbs down, no sex.
This movie has everything for the fans of this beloved worldwide phenomenon of a video game franchise. When we watched this movie opening night, the crowd was insane from beginning to the very, very end credits scene.
No, what about the movie, bro?
I think this is the best video game movie of 2023. I think that's correct. Like, they're not wrong in that assessment.
People like the Super Mario Brothers movie. I haven't seen
Okay,
it
true.
myself,
Yeah, they
though.
actually do have some valid competition from that year. Matthew Lillard nailed it. And the practical effects from Jim Henson's Creature Shop was possibly the best thing about the movie.
That is cool.
I don't know, man. I think this is heartfelt praise from the people that love it.
It made $300 million.
That's fucking crazy.
That is
dude.
insane, man.
It had a $20 million budget, too. That's like, I thought it'd be a higher budget than that, at least. Good God. All right, there you go. Five Nights at Freddy's.
I literally thought it was just about a puppet that goes insane. There's a whole lore here. There's a guy, the guy who made the puppets trapped some people's souls in the puppets or
got some
something.
Saw shit? What the hell?
And it is like one of them is based on like his late wife or something like that. There was a fire at a birthday party 30 years ago.
This is violent. Holy shit.
That's all I know.
Straight up get murdered in this movie.
I legitimately thought it was just like
What's it rated?
NC-17,
Oh, God.
X.
Yeah.
They still do that?
I think so. I don't think they actually like put them in theaters, though.
You remember when they used to come out with like PG-13 comedies, and then when they came out on DVD, it would be like the unrated version.
Uncut,
and
uncensored.
It would be like exactly the same movie, but halfway through, someone would pop a titty out.
There's a booby. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
and you'd be like, "Wow,
Oh,
Red
boy.
Band!"
Got the real experience, bro. Okay.
Holy
We probably got
cow.
time for like one more each, something like that.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
right, you're up.
Five Nights at Freddy's. You sent me for a loop with that. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. How about
I like that
Take me back.
we're kind of like on a spectrum here. You're bringing us back in like the 80s and
I'll
90s,
say.
and I keep bringing us back to the modern.
Well, I'm gonna split the difference on this one.
Okay.
How about School of Rock?
Oh, I love it. Dude, still happy to sit down and watch this in its entirety any day. Great movie.
I mean this as a compliment. You strike me as a Jack Black enjoyer.
I love Jack Black.
Me
He's
too.
I mean, I haven't really ever like gone out of my way to consume his stuff, but everything that I've ever seen of him, I love. And, like including like his YouTube channel, for God's sake. Like he's such a fun presence. How do you not like Jack Black? He's great.
That's precisely my thoughts. You know what I just noticed? I never realized until, looking at it now, the poster is meant to look like a Rolling Stone magazine cover.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's a nice little nod. As a kid, I never noticed that.
Yeah, no, totally seeing that. That's cool. Wonder what all these kids are up to.
I know because of Cine 2 Nerdle, I know this has Miranda Cosgrove.
Yes.
Who then became iCarly.
And then became iCarly again a couple years ago.
iCarly Go to Japan
iCarly
is a Cine Nerdle kill shot.
Oh, that's like the actual new one.
I think it's from 2007, actually.
Oh, okay. No, they rebooted the TV series though. They like have a lot of the same cast again. They couldn't bring back what's her name?
Worms?
The Janet McCurdy who wrote that book that was really good. I'm glad my mom died. Her little
I see.
autobiography.
I know her, and I know the book, but I did not know that she was her.
Yeah, she describes in the book actually the fact that she didn't want to go back on the show because it felt like a regression. But it's a good book.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I love this movie. School of Rock, I think, had to have been well received. This might even be like one of the higher rankings we see today. Not a lot to hate about this one, right? Like we've had like the Sandler hate, we've had the Hanks hate, which is like rational or not is a factor. I don't think Jack Black has the same kind of detractors.
I think that society tried to hate Jack Black in the same way that they did to Jim Carrey, but it didn't take.
Yeah,
I think he tanked it and shrugged it off.
Made Nacho Libre, for God's sake. Come on. I think this is going to be like 87. 87 audience. Let's go with like an, actually, the evil, realistic part of my brain is bringing me back down here, and I think actually that this critic score is going to be a little lower. Let's give it like a 73. 73 critics, 87 audience.
Okay.
I do think that if that audience is below 80, I'm going to be upset.
I think your audience score is bang on. I think there's not a lot to gain there. I'm going to take it a step higher on the critics.
Okay.
I think this is one of the most likable. It's a Rotten Tomatoes classic because it might not be anybody's. Well, maybe it might be some people's favorite movie.
Anybody's favorite movie? School of Rock, hands up.
I bet there's a few, but it's a hard movie to dislike.
Yeah,
I have a hard time seeing anybody with a soul watching this and going, that wasn't a good use of my time. So I'm going to take it up to. I'm going to go an 89 on the critics.
Sure.
And on the audience, I really feel like you're on an 87. You're in a good spot.
You gonna go higher?
You know what? I'm gonna play high-low with you. I'm gonna drop an 88 on it. I mean, if Five Nights at Freddy's was an 87, this should be about 132.
I agree. Yeah, that mathematically checks out to me. You're up.
Okay, Five Nights. Oh, sorry. School of Rock.
Five Nights at the School of Rock.
I gotta watch Five Nights at Freddy's. Apparently, it's the best movie ever made.
Yeah, I guess so.
School of Rock.
I'm gonna look up what the main kid from School of Rock is doing while you're doing that.
What did I miss? Okay, School of Rock, 92 on the critic score.
Wow, I love that. That is shocking, but that's fantastic.
You're not ready for this. I don't know if I can be the bearer of bad news.
Don't tell me.
First off, you get the point.
It's below 80?
You get the point.
I do get the point. Okay, that's good at least. We'll
it's
split.
It's below 80. It's below 75.
What the fuck?
It's below 70.
Don't stop this.
It's below 65.
You have to stop doing this. This is causing me physical pain.
It's 64.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
How does this happen?
I don't think that this website can be relied on as like an accurate aggregation anymore. What the hell happened?
1 second here.
Who's responsible for this? Who do I have to write an angry letter to?
I'm scrolling down to the user reviews.
This has got 250,000 ratings. It is 64?
This is crazy.
No. This is the angriest I've been today by far. This is not acceptable. Every review I'm reading is like 4 or 5 stars. It's like, yeah, it's great. I love it. There's not even any bad reviews I can see. Sort by. There's no sort by. God damn it. This is upsetting.
Marisol was cooking. What did Marisol say? I'm genuinely baffled as to why School of Rock is so well received. Linklater's tribute vehicle to a beloved genre plays like a B-rate effort that Disney dusted off, patched together, and pushed out in the wake of Freaky Friday's punkish success.
Please.
Go back to university, Poindexter.
Get out of here with that absolute nonsense.
Nerd alert.
Do me a quick favor and Google Joey Gatos Jr., by the way, who was the lead guitarist in that movie, and look at what he looks like now and be pleasantly surprised. Because he has become his character, as far as I can tell.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm a big fan of his look now.
He looks. This is the dumbest thing to say about a person. It's like he looks the same, but older.
Yeah. I feel like I got to show Chad at this point. I mean, there's legit rock star. That's good stuff. All right, I'm up. This will be my last one. Worth 10 points apiece, obviously.
Hang on. I gotta say this, man. This is so good.
Yeah.
Joey Gatos Jr. was born April 18th, 1991. He started playing the guitar at the age of 3, but didn't really get in touch with it until he was about 8 years old or so. Lazy!
Yeah, dude, I mean...
Took the dude 5 years to get in touch with the guitar?
Some guys just get all the breaks, huh? All right. All right, let me get one of my best here to round things out. I was tempted to go with one or both of Barbenheimer, just to... Oh, you know what? Actually, I have this in my list, and this was also just recommended in chat, so this does feel like a good way to close out here. Okay. Let's go with Johnny Knoxville's The Ringer.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get me in trouble.
This is a conversation,
my
dude.
Favorite movie ever.
It is? What? Oh, no, I love that.
No, it's not.
I was going to be so excited about that conversation.
So this is the movie where Johnny Knoxville pretends to qualify for the Special Olympics so he can win some easy money.
Correct. He owes, or sorry, no, his uncle Gary owes $40,000 in gambling debts and suggests that they fix the Special Olympics in order to solve both of their financial problems.
Irrespective of everything else,
yeah.
How crazy is it that Johnny Knoxville had and continues to have like some crossover success as an actor?
I don't get how it happened.
The dude was like taking shots to the testicles with a paintball gun.
Yeah.
And Hollywood said, I need that guy to be like the lead actor
like,
in this movie.
When did the switch take place? Because it was like a direct transition. His first film role, as far as I can tell, was in Men in Black 2, which is remarkable in and of itself.
Is he the guy who gets his head blown off and then it grows back? Or is that...
I think that's in the first one, isn't
Shalhoub. He's the guy who talks really fast?
Is he?
No, he... Wait, okay. Johnny Knoxville's the guy with 2 heads. I knew it was something head-related with this guy.
Okay. And then Dirty Shame and Walking Tall, Dukes of Hazzard, and then The Ringer. Like... He'd only really had like bit roles. I think this was his first lead role, right?
Oh, he's the lead in Dukes of Hazzard, but the movie shouldn't exist.
Right.
But he acts circles around Jessica Simpson.
I mean, he's top billing in Dukes of Hazzard.
I mean, it's him and Sean William Scott
I guess
and Jessica Simpson.
Never mind. Just top billing by default. I mean, okay, so like... I do think that this movie was a success. I doubt that the critical response was very favorable, but I think it did well. Like, it was talked about. It was people liked it, I think, but I'm pretty sure the critical.
Here, give me the disadvantage because you suggested the movie.
Okay,
I'll go first.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to say that the critics, I bet they did not vibe with this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it at a 32.
Okay.
And I'm gonna think that the audience, this whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing has
it's really thrown a stick in the fucking gears, man. That's
thrown
for
my
sure.
compass all it's spinning around. I think that it's going to have a 70 even from the audience. I'm going 32-70.
32-70. Okay. I'm going to go for a possibly baffling move here, but I'm going to say that the critics' response to this was not bad. It's not good, but I don't think it was bad. I think it was like a 55.
This is probably
critics.
like the only movie where people would say like you can't make movies like this anymore, but it's
Yeah.
actually true.
Right. Yeah. No, like you can't release this today for fuck's
Someone
sake.
would blow up your house.
Absolutely. Audience, you went 70, right?
Welcome.
70 from the audience.
I'll
yeah.
hit you with a 60.
Okay.
60 audience. Pretty close.
60 audience.
All right, let me get this looked up. Keep in mind, these are worth 10 points each, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
A 40 on the tomato
From the-
meter
From the critics,
from
okay.
the critics. So I guess it's still out of reach for me. That's okay.
But the audience score is worth 20 points,
Right.
as we know. They're 21.
Hey, and the audience scores 68. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, did I say 20? I meant
Yeah,
negative
negative 20, right? Yeah, so that does put you at a resounding 9, which means at the end of the day here, I did end up winning. Wow, look at me go! All right, a fun, even fight. All thing no, okay, you got yourself
Steve reluctantly enters the Special Olympics under the guise of being a high-functioning young man named Jeffy Dahmore.
This movie has come true, according to
No, it
Patrick
hasn't.
Day.
This has never happened.
Oh man! Final score: Bear 12, Northernlion 26. Bear clap. Well done. Well done.
Good game.
Shouldn't be surprised. The competitive side of me was hoping it would make it like a little more respectable, but you didn't run away with it at the end. That was fun, man. I enjoyed that.
I love this.
Yeah.
Now I have a piece of paper as a keepsake as well with all of our scores written down.
That's adorable. That's good.
It actually looks like a degenerate gambler's sheet from like a horse racing track.
Yeah. I thought we could either do this again at some point, or I thought it would be fun to do guess the Metacritic score for.
See, now
games.
that's a whole different beast.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's actually like how people. That's nuts on the table.
Yes.
It's not did you thumbs up, thumbs down. It's like, is this past lives or lost in space?
Mm-hmm.
I would
good?
100% be down.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, cool. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, take it easy, man.
You as well.
That was a lot of fun. I really like doing that. Thanks for hanging, everybody. We'll throw this VOD up over on YouTube as well if you missed any part of it. YouTube.com/BaerTaffy, where you can check out the Guess That Rotten Tomato score. Shout out to Scott the Waz for this idea, because I did directly steal it from him. Cool. Oh, and thank you, Watanabe, for the gifted subs right at the end of that as well. Appreciate that. Love to see the support for this, y'all. Thank you very much for hanging out for something new today. Appreciate that a lot. We'll figure out when to do the Guess the Metacritic. I might even try to get another couple of friends in on this. I feel like if like Apollo or Justin did this with me, that'd be a fun time too. So, yeah, good new content, man. Good stuff.